This is the Hidden Killers podcast with Tony Bruschi.
It's been a somber morning in the small town of Walterboro, South Carolina, as the jury in the trial of accused murderer Alex Murdaugh made a visit to the crime scene. This was the location where prosecutors claimed the once prominent attorney shot and killed his wife Maggie and son Paul in a brutal act of violence. As the vans with tinted windows made the 30-minute journey from the courthouse to the Murdaugh estate called Moselle, the jurors braced themselves for what they would encounter. This was the site where their verdict would be based, where the very events that would determine the fate of Alex Murdaugh took place. The judge allowed the jury to see the area around the dog kennels where the murders occurred, as well as the exterior of the family's home. We're joined by several bailiffs, a court reporter, lawyers from both sides, and even some of the deputies who testified earlier in the trial. The jury was warned to be cautious of snakes as they walked around the property. One of the jurors stood in the feed room doorway where the youngest Murdaugh, 22-year-old Paul, was killed. The juror gazed up to where witnesses testified that blood and hair from the victims were found. This was a moment of solemn reflection, as the weight of the responsibility they carried was palpable. As the jurors made their way back to the courthouse, they were left with images and memories of the crime scene, but also a heightened sense of purpose. They would soon hear closing arguments to be given their instructions, ready to deliberate on the evidence presented over the course of 6 long weeks. The trial of Alex Murdaugh has, of course, been a roller coaster of emotions, with more than 75 witnesses taking the stand, over 800 documents, photographs, videos, and exhibits to review. The jury would now have to determine the guilt or innocence of Alex Murdaugh. Weighing all the evidence and testimony presented. And keep in mind, they did not have notebooks through any of this, so this is all memory. The closing argument set to begin Wednesday, with the jury instructed to pay very close attention to the final words of both the prosecution and the defense. Then it would be up to the jurors to make the most important decision of the trial. If Alex Murdaugh is found guilty, he faces 30 years to life in prison for the murders of Maggie and Paul. That's not counting what he could be facing in his financial crimes trials, which are still going to happen. Will the jury see through the inconsistencies, or will they believe in his innocence? The answer will come soon, as the search for the truth in the case continues to captivate the nation.
This is the Hidden Killers podcast with Tony Bruschi.
Keep it here. Press subscribe wherever you're downloading podcasts as we monitor the case for you. And closing arguments, they're coming up soon, and we'll bring them to you as we have them. My name is Tony Bruschi. Stay with us.